Hello, Internetians! My name is Josh, aka Ultiplayer, your coach of the New York Metagross. Welcoming you to the first round of the P4G Next Generation playoffs. Your New York Metagross are taking on Max Rapture and the Tasmanian Toxicroaks. I know I said we'd be going against Jacob, but someone tied our record and differential, and we didn't face them. And it was Frieslander and the Rotterdam Raptors. But because we tied, basically Lynx was just like, or Lynx Forte was just like, we'll just flip a coin. Whoever wins gets to face Jacob, and whoever loses faces Toxicroaks. So we lost, so we're facing Toxicroaks. But anyway, if you remember the Tasmanian Toxicroaks, we faced them 2 weeks ago, I believe, and we brought some stuff, and we lost. You can actually see the 6 months that we brought, or he brought, up there. Those are actually the same 6 months he brought last time. We brought some kind of Lele. We brought a Sash Torn. We brought a Life Orb Darm. We brought Choppel Counter Registeel. I know we brought Alolan Golem. We brought something else over Alamomola. Wasn't Virizion. Wasn't Frostlass. Was it Mudsdale? I don't know. We brought Linoon. We brought Bellajum Linoon, and it didn't work. But anyway, those are the 6 months that he brought. He brought a Life Orb mixed Greninja with Taunt, specially biased. He brought a 4-attacks Alakazam with Knockoff and Foul Play. He brought a Toxic Spikes, Haze, Recover, Scald, Toxapex. He brought a Spadef Adamant. Metagross with Rocks and 3 attacks. I think Iron Head instead of Meteor Mash. He brought a Choice Scarf, Zapdos with U-Turn, and he brought a Arcanine, which was Bulldoze and Toxic and Shickleberry, and the move we didn't get to see was Burn Up, which is very interesting. So anyway, we're here again, and so since we lost last time, we got to win. Talked to the front office. I'm sure many people who saw the match last time and, you know, saw the matchup and everything, probably wondering why I didn't bring Hydreigon. I was so positive he was bringing Comfey. I was so absolutely certain he was bringing Comfey, which I could not see myself being able to play around both Pex and Comfey with Hydreigon, and it didn't come. And I was like, wow, Hydreigon would have been really nice. So I'm bringing Hydreigon this time, and he did not bring Comfey, actually, which is really good. But anyway, I don't have a team builder because we actually played like last night. I'm recording this on Friday, right before it goes up. And yeah, we played last night. So, long after I would have had a team builder up, we had our match, and we're going to go over that. But first, we're going to go over the team that I brought. So, if you do not know his draft, then you are on the same boat that I am. He has, his team consists of Zapdos, Toxapex, Arcanine, Metagross, Comfey, Piloswine, Protean, Bitch Nugget, Serena, Alakazam, Turtonator, and Throw. The 6 Amons he brought, same ones. Still kind of like, wow, not to see Comfey or Piloswine. Piloswine's not the most surprising, but definitely is surprising not to see Comfey. Throw, Serena, and Turtonator, I wasn't too surprised not to see. So anyway, like I said last time, he tossed us. But we have these Mons. The first Mon we're going to be bringing is going to be Hydreigon. This was suggested specifically by Jake Sherwin. I was like running out of, like, I had no idea what Hydreigon I wanted to bring because I had like many sets built up. I had so many sets that I wanted to bring off Hydreigon. Physical Scarf, Mixed Life Orb, Taunt Roost, Toxic, Mono Attacking, Draco Fang. Like, I had so much in mind, but he ended up suggesting this set, which is really cool. He also suggested that I run max speed for Arcanine, but I was like, no, he doesn't need to bring max speed Arcanine. And so yeah, I have enough speed for a Serena, and I have max special attack Modest and a bunch of HP, which is really good. I have Draco Meteor, Earth Power, Roost, and Focus Energy. I like having Roost just because stuff like Toxapex I can beat better. I can potentially heal up. Like, the only thing that really, like, immediately threatened to kill me, or a close combat, or Arcanine with coverage for me, Dazzling Gleam on the Alakazam, and then Protein Ninja. Everything else doesn't really immediately threaten me, so I can roost up on that and keep myself healthy. So that's very nice. But yeah, this is really nice because if he doesn't bring Comfy, which he didn't, I can focus energy up as he switches into Pex, and then drop a Draco on that thing. And if he's physically defensive, it does like 90%, which is great, because that's a guaranteed 2-hit KO, no matter what, and don't have to worry about the drops. Could also Earth Power that thing. Draco plus Earth Power is really good against this his team in general, and specifically good against the team that he brought. So look out for that. You're doing good work. Next one we're bringing is going to be Tornadus Therian, Wakanberry, Regenerator, Defog, U-Turn, Toxic, and Air Slash. When I was building the last team, I actually ran it by Jacob as well, or Jacob as always as well. And he was like, "I really expect Toxic Spikes to come versus you," and I was like, "I think I can handle. Like, I'd be okay if he brought Toxic Spikes." And I was not really okay, specifically because I forgot that Toxic Spikes got Toxic Spikes. For some reason, I forgot about that. And I was thinking about Toxic Spikes on Greninja. I'm like, that's great. If he's not attacking me, that's great. But, so yeah. I'm bringing Defog this time. I got U-Turn, Toxic, and Air Slash. Toxic, I will still stand by. I like that for whittling down Zapdos. Even if he's offensive, getting that thing weakened is very nice. Toxicking the Arcanine. Toxicking anything. And getting chip damage off of it. Very, very nice. And then Air Slash, just general stab. The spread is going to allow me to outspeed and max speed Zapdos, max HP just for general bulk purposes, and I threw the rest on special attack just to give that Air Slash a little bit more power. Helps me get have a good check versus the Throw, the Serena, Turtonator, basically most of his team. Metagross and of course Zapdos not really giving it too much of a damn. Zapdos giving less of a damn because I got to Toxic that thing. So yeah, Wakanberry's there. As you'll see, I'm really prepped for Choice Scarf Zapdos this time. Last time it ran through me. This time I'm not going to allow that to happen. So I have that, allows me to live a hit, and if I think he's going for U-turn. The reason I brought Wakanberry specifically is because if I'm ever in the position of Tornadus versus Zapdos, I can always feel safe about clicking U-turn. I don't have to worry about him clicking U-turn first. He'll go first. He'll U-turn out. I knew I would have lived any hit, and then I can get Switch Initiative and keep up the momentum, potentially threaten him and pressure him that way. So that's kind of my idea behind that. The next one we're bringing is going to be Alomomola, Assault Vest, Icy Wind, Knockoff, Scald, and Mirror Coat. So last time he brought Greninja with Ice Beam, Grass Knot, Low Kick, and Taunt. And yeah, Grass Knot 2-hit KO to physically defensive Alomomola. So I gotta be careful of that. So I'm bringing an Assault Vest Alomomola with max special defense. And this actually dodges a 2-hit KO from Life Orb, Grass Knot from the Protean Bitch Nugget, Greninja. Anyway, after Rocks I dodge that 2-hit KO, I can Icy Wind that for a little bit of chip damage, drop the speed, allow it to be outsped by some of my other threats. Specifically, any Choice Scarfers that I decide to bring. Scald is there because it's Scald and it burns and it's Scald. And then Knockoff is there for support. Icy Wind is also good just for dropping speed in general. And then Mirror Coat is there because if he Thunderbolts this thing, it can Mirror Coat the Zapdos and blow that thing out of the water. So that's great. And then I have enough speed to outspeed and no speed Metagross, I believe. As well as, I think I'm also outspeeding, I can't remember what else I'm outspeeding. Maybe a max speed Throw if it's Adamant, or a max speed Turtonator. I'm outspeeding a max speed Turtonator just because that thing is such a potential threat versus this team if he decides to bring it. So that's very nice. But anyway, next one we're bringing, shout out to Jake Sherman once again. I was going to bring the Berry either way, and I was going to bring Sub Moonblast over a Reflecting Light Screen. But hey, dual screens is really nice if you decide to go into Metagross on this thing like you should. I have a Berry, I'll put up a Reflect, and then he does not, depending on what he brings, he might 3-hit KO me. No, I think he guaranteed 3-hit KO me. I don't think he 2-hit KOs me. With no attack investment Adamant Iron Head, I don't believe 2-hit KOs me, so that's really cool. Anyway, I have an SP for Serena, max special attack Modest, Shadow Ball and Psyshock. I don't hit Greninja really hard unless it changes its typing. However, damage is damage on Greninja, especially if it's Life Orb. I can roll that thing down and put it in range of my Choice Scarfer that you'll see here in a second. But anyway, Lele, it just breaks through his entire team, and it's Lele, so no one has switches to it. Whoopsie! And next one we're bringing is Registeel, Stealth Curse, Iron Head, and Rock Slide. Spadef. Helps me switch in on that Zapdos a lot better. I think last time I brought more of a Fizz Dev variant. This time I'm not taking any chances. It also lets me switch in on Alakazam, especially since the last time his Alakazam was Psyshock, Dazzling Gleam, Knockoff, and Foul Play. I'm ready for it. If I can get rid of Toxicroaks, which I do believe I'll be able to get rid of Toxicroaks, just because if he doesn't bring, especially since I saw a team matchup, he didn't bring Comfey, so I can pressure him a lot with Hydreigon. I can pressure him a little bit with the Torn. Knock off whatever item he decides to bring, specifically if it's Black Sludge, and etc. Pressure him with, spoiler alert, bringing Darmanitan. You can already see it up there. Whoopsie. So, pressure him with that. If I can get rid of that, then Curse is really nice, just because it's unless he's a special Arcanine, like if I get this on something that he'll won't want to stay in on, like Zapdos, I can click Curse and be able to live a Flare Blitz from like the Arcanine, get off good damage on that with Rock Slide. Iron Head, like stuff like the Zam. Iron Head just also take Curse, Locate's better from Greninja. Overall, I just thought Curse was really nice, just there as kind of a pressuring tool. Anyway, I already spoiled it. Last one we're bringing is going to be Choice Scarf, Darmanitan, Flare Blitz, Fire Punch, Earthquake, and U-Turn. Same everything we brought as last time, except this time we have a Choice Scarf, because I don't have any other Choice Scarf on this team. And Choice Scarf Darm is really nice for potentially clean late game. It's got some nice bulk. It takes any hit from Alakazam if it's not a crit and it's not Life Orb. So that's always nice because I can potentially 2-hit KO that thing. Like, if I get this thing in on Zam, I will always 2-hit KO it unless it's Choice Scarf. Great cleaner late game. He has 2 switches into it onto his 2 switch into this on his entire draft. Oh, 3 if you count Turtonator. But all of them are weak and hit by Earthquake, so that's very nice. But anyway, that's the team I'm bringing. Hopefully we're going to come through with it, and here we are with the game. So, like I said, he brings 6 Mons, same 6 Mons as last time. No Comfey is really nice for Hydreigon. I realized that Lele is going to put in a lot of work, of course, because it's a Lele. And Weakening Metagross is really nice, because then Torn like 6-0s him. So a couple things I was thinking of. I was really just like thinking how he was based off the old team, because I feel like he would take the same team and just build off of it. So in my head, I'm thinking Sash Zam, I'm thinking Choice Scarf Zapdos, I'm thinking Metagross to pivot in on Lele, I'm thinking either the Toxicroaks or the Arcanine is going to have a Shuca Berry, because then he can have a good switch into Darm. I'm thinking on Pex this time he's going to bring Knockoff, just because my items were very crucial to me last time. So, is that... And then I'm expecting Gren to be, you know, the biggest pain in my ass to ever walk the earth. Anyway, let's get into this. So, I decided to lead off with my Alomomola. And I forgot that this thing is going to load because I have full screen now. However, I think it should load pretty well. So, give it a few seconds to get up there. Anyway, I'm leading off with my Alomomola. And the reason I'm leading off with my Alomomola is because it matches up well against everything. He leads Zam, I can knock off his Skull. If he leads Toxicroaks, I can knock off its Black Sludge. If he leads Metagross, Skull, knock off. If he leads Arcanine, Skull, knock off. Greninja, Skull, knock off. If he leads Zapdos, which he leads Zapdos, of course, and I had to switch out. Which is really unfortunate. I could have stayed in and taken 55 from this Mirror Coat and clicked Icy Wind and pressured him. And that's actually what I do. Alomomola is mainly here for Greninja, but I have lots of stuff to take on the Greninja with. So here I believe I'm going to go for Knockoff. He clicked U-Turn, which in my mind immediately tells me that he is Choice Scarf. He is 100% Choice Scarf. I knock off this Shuca Berry. So, a lot of things happened this first turn. So I stayed in because I knew I could take a Thunderbolt. Like I said, Thunderbolt did about 55 to 65-ish kind of range percent to this Alomomola. And I could regen most of that off, or at least half of that off. Ooh. And still end up at a decent amount of health to take on Greninja. All I had to do was not switch in on Grass Knot and then take another one. So, I knew I could take any hit and knock off. If he stayed in, I knocked off his Choice Scarf, which is really good because then my Darmanitan outsped everything on his team. And if he switched out to something, I knocked it off. So now then, he goes into Pex. And specifically, he goes into a Shuca Berry Pex. And that's going to tell me that I got to be careful of Arcanine. Arcanine might not be the same thing he brought last time. It might not be the Shuca Berry that he brought last time, just because, I mean, hey, we just have a Darm switching right there. It's obviously physically defensive, I believe, from the damage, and Now that I know it's Sugar Berry, I gotta be careful of an offensive Arcanine, because offensive Arcanine can actually put in work versus me, depending on what he brings. If he brings Flare Blitz, Wild Charge, Close Combat, Morning Sun, then I'm in a very heaping amount of trouble because I don't switch into that well. So anyway, I mean, if it's fully offensive, then I can just go out to something that all I have to do is just get chip damage off on it, like with Flare Blitz, and then pick it off with Earthquake from Darb. Woo. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I've been yawning all this time. I'm tired. Anyway, so here, I'm going to switch out. I'm not doing too much of this, and I'm going to go hard into Lele, and it's really predictable, and I'm okay with that. And I know knockoff is coming, but, like, hey, whoops. Anyway, so here he's going to actually go for Toxic Spikes instead of knockoff, putting those Toxic Spikes back up. Did so well for him last time, can do well for him this time. 3 of my mods are affected by it. I can see why he'd want it. Here, I'm going to go for Reflect. He knows I'm not going to click a Psychic type move, because Metagross. So anyway, he's going to stay in here, click Knockoff, I click Reflect. I now take on Metagross well. And here, I believe I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball. He wouldn't stay in. He's conditioned me to attack him. So I'm going to go for Shadow Ball, knowing he's not going to stay in. And he actually goes into Greninja this time. Very smart play. So I get up that much damage. And this Def Drop that I just got is really sucking. First of all, I know he's not going for Dark Pulse. He's not going to bring Dark Pulse versus me, because that just gives me Hydreigon so easily. Also, it wouldn't kill. However, if he is, then it really sucks. But he's not. Spoiler alert, I'm almost positive he's not Dark Pulse, or he would have clicked it on this next turn. So, this Def Drop means one thing, really. Because he's going to change typing here on the next turn after he attacks me. I live any hit from a Life Orb Gren, even Gunk Shot because of Reflect, unless he's max attack adamant. This Def Drop means that he can't get damage off on anything else on my team. Which sucks for him, like a lot. I don't think it was too much game changing, but it does suck. However, had I not gotten that and he would have attacked me the next turn, spoiler alert, he goes for Ice Beam. He would have taken, I think that's like 25%. He would have taken, actually I think it was like 27%, because I think the roll was 25 to 29. So give me a mid roll, 27%. He would have taken 54 the next turn, and that would have put him at 19%. 2 Life Orb hits would have killed him. So basically, he would have attacked me, gotten damage off on me. I would have switched out into probably my Alamola. Yeah, I would have switched out to my Alamola. I didn't think he would go for Grass Knot. I don't think he would go for Grass Knot in that case. And he would have just died to Life Orb. And if not, I would have pivoted around to something else. So it does suck that he didn't get damage. However, it's not the worst thing in the world for him. But because I did get it, I know that on the next turn, if he changes typings, Shadow Ball will knock him out. Because of that and the change typing, he no longer resists Shadow Ball. I wanted to go for Psychic so bad, but I was not that much of a big-time player. So anyway, I'm going to go for Shadow Ball here, and this Greninja, the biggest threat to my team, is dead. The biggest threat to my team, this Greninja is gone. And he goes into Zapdos. He took forever with this turn. But he goes into Zapdos, knowing that he can kill me. And I'm going to go harder into my Registeel. I really wanted to stay in, particularly U-turn. Really, really did. Lucky for me, he goes Thunderbolt. He understands that this Lele is a threat. And the fact that he didn't go Metagross kind of like confuses me. That kind of like scares me what Metagross might be doing. So anyway, Psychic Train's going to go away. I got my Registeel in. I could go for a number of things, but I'm going to go for Rocks, I believe. Oof. Oof. I believe I'm going to go for Rocks. Yes. I didn't want to curse just because Toxapex was still around. So now here, I know that I live any hit from this Toxapex with my Lele, plus a round of poison. Only one, though. So I'm going to go hard onto my Lele, and I'm going to try and damage something. And this next turn, I debated for a while. I thought about Reflect, I thought about Light Screen, I thought about Shadow Ball, I thought about Side Shock, I thought about switching out. Thought about everything. Ultimately, I decided to myself that all I really want to do is get any damage off on Metagross, so if he goes into that, it's fine. But if he stays in again, I want this to pay for it. So, here he makes the right play, knowing that because I'm not a boosting item, he can live any hit from my Lele. So he's going to go for Recover. I do like 90%, and he goes for Recover. Actually, it looks more like 95-ish. But he goes for Recover. I'm going to die to Toxic, and Lele's going to die. Which sucks, because that kind of killed everything in his team. However, very pressured at that point just because of how much damage it took, so it's okay. But here, I'm going to go to my Hydreigon. So, he's at like 55-ish to 60. Draco's, if he's max physically defensive, which, I mean, it's his Dark Encounter, he should be. This Draco will kill, which is very nice. So I thought about going for Focus Energy here, but I know that if he went for Knockoff, I'd be in a bad position. If he went for Recover, which now that I look back at it, he's going for Recover. Focus Energy could have been a nice play. However, I'm going to drop a Draco on this. And the reason I'm going to drop a Draco on this is because it kills. And because obvious potential Choice Scarf Mon is obvious. I don't think he would go immediately into the Alakazam, fearing a Draco to break his sash. I think he'd go Metagross. So, we'll talk about that in a second. So here, I'm going to drop a Draco. Draco Meteor, modest Draco Meteor from my Hydreigon is going to kill this thing. I could have gone for Earth Power, but that would have just let him, like, Zapdos or something. Which, I mean, I could have dropped Draco on that too, but... Anyway, he kills, I kill that, and he goes into this. Kind of as predicted. He goes into Metagross because he thinks I'm Choice Scarfed. He can't risk going into Alakazam and me not being Choice Scarfed. He can't go into Zapdos because I'm at full on my Hydreigon. And unless you have HP Fairy, you're not killing me, which is impossible because it doesn't exist. And even if you had HP Fairy, I feel like I could take an HP Fairy. Maybe. It's a Zapdos. Probably not. Whoops. So anyway, he can go into this thinking, okay, he's Choice in some fashion. Maybe Choice Specs. Maybe... Who knows? Who knows what I am? This is exactly what I wanted. I take any hit from this thing, even if he is adamant, even if he is Life Orb. Maybe if he is banned. I don't think if he's banned, I don't think I take a hit. But I don't predict him to be banned. So, because I've conditioned him to think that I'm Choice Scarf and everything, he's going to go into this. And I take any single hit from this thing. And I'm going to click Focus Energy. That way, the next turn, he doesn't handle this Mon. And he actually goes for Rock Polish, expecting me to switch out, which is beautiful. Because now, like I said, I take any hit. I'm gonna send this thing into the dirt. I'm gonna open up this ground. I'm gonna open up the ground. I'm gonna send this thing into the mantle. I'm gonna go for Earth Power because I am Scope Length, because I am Focus Energy. It is going to be a crit, and it is going to kill this Metagross in one shot. And now that thing is gone. His Greninja is gone, and his Toxapex is gone. Looking very good. Here, he now knows that he is faster with his Alakazam. He is obviously going to go out to it. He is obviously going to create Dazzling Gleam. He is not going to risk this gigantic critting threat in front of him. I'm going to go out to my Torn because it gives me initiative. So he's going to go for Dazzling Gleam here. I know he won't stay in here because I'm faster. I could break his sash, and I ran max speed last time. He's going to switch out, and I'm going to predict that, and I'm going to go for Toxic. If I Toxic the Zapdos, that's great. If I Toxic the Arcanine, that's great. So here... No, I don't. I just remembered I went for Defog, getting rid of the Toxic Spikes. Yay! So Alamomola could be better at switching in on Zam and the Arcanine. Okay. So anyway, here's that situation I was talking about. I take any hit from the Zapdos because of my Wakanda Berry. I'm going to go for U-turn so I can always have switch initiative. I can always get the momentum. And I can always be on top. Taking Thunderbolt really well. He's actually going to go for U-turn as he goes out into the Arcanine on the next turn. And I'm going to U-turn out into my Hydreigon. And the reason I go into Hydreigon is because I can threaten this thing with a Draco Meteor. I can threaten this thing with an Earth Power. Unless he gets coverage for me, which last time he didn't. He is in a very bad spot. And I can also get information on this. If I attack, I can find out his spread. If he's faster, I can find out he's running a lot of speed. Anyway, I believe I go for Draco Meteor here, but it doesn't matter because he is faster than me. He is Dragon Pulse, and that's going to tell me that he is a special Arcanine. And he's going to kill me, which sucks. However... Unfortunately, he's in max health because I got rid of Rock. I'm going to go to my Torn. I take any hit from this thing, and I'm going to Toxic this thing. Wheeling it down and helping me for my Wincon, which is going to be my Darmanitan. So I Toxic this Arcanine, and he is going to unleash his Z-Crystal. I forgot to mention, his Z-Crystal is the Firium. So he's going to go for Inferno Overdrive, which is going to be Z-Fire Blast. And thanks to those Clutch Max HP EVs, I'm actually going to be able to take this Inferno Overdrive decently well. And by decently well, I mean it's going to not kill me. So anyway, this Torn is going to get roasted toasted and live on 17 health as he takes some more some toxic damage. And now here, unfortunately, I'm going to give him, get some hacks. I'm going to go for Air Slash, and I'm going to flinch him. Which, unless he went for Morning Sun, did not matter. And even if he did go for Morning Sun, I would have, I just clicked Air Slash again, he would have been taking Toxic. If he clicked Fire Blast or Dragon Pulse, he would have killed my Torn, which would have been really nice for him. However, I would have just gone out to Darmanitan and started clicking buttons. Or I would have gone to, what's still alive? Yeah, I would have gone to Darmanitan, just clicked a button. But anyway, he's going to switch out here. I believe here I go for another Air Slash. And I believe it's going to land over there in the spectator crowd. So yes, I'm going to go for Air Slash. I'm going to miss. Didn't matter whatsoever. Does not make up for the flinch. Does not make up for the Spit F trip earlier. Because they would have done 3. But anyway, here I'm going to go into my Registeel. I wanted to click U-turn there. But I was so low that I would have died to Thunderbolt. So I get this in. And here I believe I click Rock Slide. Because it would have hit this Zapdos. And because it's probably Fire Blast, he would kill me with Arcanine. Most likely, maybe, if he's specially attack invested, he would kill me. So, I go for Rock Slide, because I know Rock Slide plus Toxic Damage is going to be able to knock this Arcanine out. Which it is. I could have gone for Rocks there, which would have been really nice. I could have gone for Curse, which would have been really nice, but I probably would have died to Fire Blast. And Rock Slide just immediately pressured him. It did not kill him. Whoops. However, I know unless he goes for a Wild Charge here, I'll be able to go to my Alomomola safely. I'm trying to keep as many things alive as possible with just Sack Fodder, just in case like things go crazy and I start losing Mons. However, it's not really going to matter what I end up doing. He's going to lose his Arcanine here to Toxic Damage. My Alomomola is in. My Alomomola takes any hit that any of his Mons want to go for. He's going to go into his Zapdos, and I take a Thunderbolt at this range. And even if he's modest, unless he crits, I take a Thunderbolt, even if he crits. And he goes for Heat Wave. It misses. He Scarf. It did like 3. Good prediction in his part, however, I would have taken the Thunderbolt no matter what, and knocking off this thing's Choice Scarf guarantees me victory, so that's why I went for that. He's going to go for Thunderbolt here. It is going to do that much. And I'm going to go for Skull, just getting some chip damage. However, it does not matter. My Wincon is set up to win. My Wincon is ready. That does put him in guarantee. However, that does guarantee put him in range of my Darmanitan. I'm going to sack my Torn because on the off chance that Darm somehow dies, Alomomola will win this game before Tornadus does. So, that's why I do that. But I'm going to go out into my Darmanitan here. He is 100% in range of the Fire Punch. If he's max HP, Fire Punch does like 50. So, Fire Punch is going to come off. Fire Punch is going to kill this. And like I said, because I'm smart and I calc stuff beforehand, I know that this Zam cannot knock me out with any hit unless he crits, unless he's Life Orb. But even if he's Life Orb, he'll die to Fire Punch before that. So I'm going to go for Fire Punch. I'm going to bring him down to his Focus Sash. And he is going to go for the Psyshock. Which, like I said, I take any hit. Even a crit would not have knocked me out from that Psyshock. And that is going to be the game. Darmanitan's going to come in. Darmanitan's going to finish off his last 2 Mons. And we are going to win this game 3-0 against Max Rapture and the Tasmanian Toxicroaks. And we are going to move on to round 2 of the playoffs in the P4G Next Generation to the semifinals. Oof! I'm so happy I could bring this game out. Oh, I was so happy that this that I came through with this game. Very, very good prep. I feel like I played really well. I feel like I prepped really well. So overall, yeah, I think I did really well. Well. And next week, I have no idea who we're facing because the 2 people who have not played, which is Panther and the Carolina Clefables, who tossed us with Terrakion, and Leaf Blade X, Coach the Dude for Dewats, who tossed us with Zergatry, have not played yet. But whoever wins that game will be facing me in the semifinals, so look forward to that. Y'all, I don't want to face I don't want to face them. I don't. Why? Why do I have to face them? I don't want to face either of them. They both tossed my ass. I mean, I could face Leaf Blade just because like there was hacks in their game and it kind of like tilted it more towards him. He would have still could have won even without the hacks. But I was more confident in that game than I was versus Panther, who set up twice with Trackdown and got 5 kills. Oh my god. But anyway, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. If you do not want to know who won the other 2 games, click away. If we manage to win our semifinal game versus Panther or Leaf Blade, we will either face, last chance to click away, we will either face Jacob as always, or we will face Blue Rogue and his AFC Wormadam. So look forward to that. I really hope you guys enjoyed. New York Metagross in the semifinals. Hydreigon is my fucking favorite mon in League format because it is just so great and it always comes through. So, see you guys then. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.